Alright, so I'm kind of getting tired of making fun of Anthony Granola Bar and the Birdman. So let's look at someone a little bit more Chud-like. So Lord Frogmire, this is a guy who I've known about for about a year. He's made fun of Nintendo games, but the thing is, I'm not a Nintendo gamer. I like Xenoblade Chronicles, Donkey Kong, and Mario, and outside of those, I don't really care that much about Nintendo. He also made a video bitching about Expedition 33, but he didn't even play Expedition 33. He was just crying about how popular the game was. That's kind of gay. And he's also known for being Synthetic Man's inbred brother. Please help him pay the bills. He's back. Oh my goodness. Look, if you make less money than me on YouTube, that's a good indicator that you probably need to go out there and go get a job at Walmart and McDonald's. They're always hiring. See, the thing about me is that I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I get about $3,938 every month. Could go up with inflation, but every month without having to work. I also have free healthcare, free dental, and I can pretty much get paid to go to college. So if you're a YouTuber and you're trying to make money off this platform and you're not doing too well at it, like, you need to probably go out there and get a real job. There are rich YouTubers, but they only make up like 0.5% of the total YouTuber population. And trust me, I don't think Lord Frogmire is going to make millions off this platform. Max G has like hundreds of millions of views on YouTube from his cartoons and millions of subscribers, and he's still poor as fuck. So anyway, let's check out this new Lord Frogmire video. GTA 6 will be bad and you'll still buy it anyway, or something like that. But for real though, getting a real wage slave job at McDonald's or Walmart, you're going to make more off of those than you will on YouTube.
Crisp 6 or 7 out of 10, which is much easier to pretend is a masterpiece. People do it every day with nearly every game that comes out.
I don't know about First Light. In fact, this video is the first time me hearing about the game First Light, but he used Mixtape and Starfield as examples. As far as I know, nobody remembers Starfield. Nobody talks about Starfield outside of the funny pronouns rant guy. And Mixtape, a lot of people hate Mixtape. Every video I've seen of Mixtape is negative. In fact, the Metacritic score that you use, if you look at the user score, which is not, filled with a bunch of paid off shills, you'll notice that the Mixtape user score is a 59 out of 100. That's pretty darn negative for my standards anyway. I mean, technically, it's a mixed review thing, but for me, it's just negative. Definitely not buying. The only people that like Mixtape, as far as I know, are just paid off shows.
GTA 6 could end up being the worst game ever made and will still end up being one of the most successful games of all time. But before that, make sure to like, comment, subscribe.
Oh my god. One of my worst pet peeves on YouTube, the e-begging. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. Like, it makes me wonder, did you do this video out of passion because you like it as a hobby? Or did you do it to try and whore yourself out? Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of my favorite YouTubers also ask for likes and subscribes, but, it's still a pet peeve of mine. I feel like if you want to be if you're just going to whore yourself out like that, you might as well just go out and be a backstreet prostitute. My channel somehow amassed over 4,000 subscribers, and I usually just talk shit and post in low quality, and I rarely ever edit, because why should I edit? I barely get that many views to begin with. But the fact that I amassed that many subscribers, which is more than certain YouTubers who put in way more effort in their content than I do, it's actually, I don't know, it's actually kind of funny or horrifying. I don't know. I'm just saying, if you want people to like and subscribe, they'll do it automatically. You don't need to get on your knees, dick suck them, and beg them. Like, come on, man, don't be such a little faggot.
The only evidence I need to prove that GTA 6 will sell well, no matter the quality of the game, is Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, Cyberpunk 2077 came out with a broken launch, and it got a lot of positive reviews from professional critics, and even fans defended it, and then over time, Cyberpunk got fixed or whatever. And yeah, maybe, that could have happened with GTA 6, but we don't really know if GTA 6 will be like Cyberpunk. Because the thing is, the Cyberpunk creators and the people at Rockstar are two completely different entities. Rockstar, as far as I know, they have a really good track record. I mean, I don't like GTA Online, but every other single-player Rockstar game is usually good. So yeah, especially considering the fact that Rockstar does have more people working on their game compared to Cyberpunk. But like I said, we just don't really know yet because we'll have to wait and see in November. It could be like Cyberpunk 2077 being broken on launch or whatever, or maybe it'll be like Red Dead Redemption 2 and just not be broken on launch. We just don't know yet. So Frogmire pretty much just explains something that I just explained in about 50 seconds and just drags it out for another 10 or so minutes. I don't know. It's just he has a horrible habit of just talking endlessly about something that could be explained in less than 60 seconds.
So if the quality of the game never really mattered, why not just release GTA 6 1-2 years after GTA 5 and make a buttload of money? That's what most other companies would have done. There's been an Assassin's Creed game basically every year until recently.
Well, Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty are usually a lower quality and less detailed compared to Rockstar games. It's like asking, hey, why didn't they just release Red Dead Redemption 2 1 or 2 years after Red Dead Redemption 1? It couldn't be that Rockstar actually has more passion compared to Activision or Ubisoft. And don't get me wrong, I'm not some super hardcore Rockstar fanboy. The only Rockstar games I actually do really love is Bully from the year 2006, Red Dead Redemption 1 and Red Dead Redemption 2. GTA 5 is fun, but yeah, there's not much to do in that game's open world. And I don't like how GTA 4 tries too hard to be realistic. In fact, I don't even like GTA Vice City because the gameplay is so crappy. However, just looking at the quality of Rockstar games and comparing them to other AAA games, you know, the history does show that Rockstar games tend to have higher quality value. Now, I'm not saying that's going to be 100% sure for GTA 6, but, you know, the history, it kind of backs me up, doesn't it?
What he's really saying is the people who buy GTA 6 are the general audience. And the general audience aren't gamers. They don't care about gaming information. They don't look at gaming news.
I don't care about gaming news in general. In fact, I don't really care about the news at all unless it's weather related. But yeah, gaming news, those people are the ones that gave Mixtape a high review score. But yeah, GTA 6 is going to be for the general audience. In fact, not just GTA in general, but technically every game is for the general audience. I mean, these games are open to the public. The audience can decide whether or not they want to purchase the game. That's, you know, basic economics. There's like this elitist vibe that he's giving off. Like, oh, I'm very special because I actually pay attention to gaming news. Like, okay, you want a reward? Is that going to help you put bills? Is that going to help you pay the bills?
Honestly, what I think the real problem is we're growing to a point where most people feel that way about everything, and they legitimately don't care about anything. And those are the true bug men. And I guess my point is, bug men will all buy the new GTA game because they are bug in the pheromones from the queen.
You know what else is bug man behavior? Asking for subscribers and handouts from random strangers on YouTube.
It's definitely going to happen in the game. So if you can't go postal on them, you know there's going to be a real media shitstorm in the anti-woke circle. Though maybe they should be punished for buying the game to begin with. I mean, really? Do you expect GTA 6 to not be woke? Their primary demographic are people who can't turn their speakers off on the subway. Though that community doesn't really tend to be very pro-LGBT either. So I'm really not sure.
I'm getting the same vibe as I do when I listen to a homeless, schizophrenic person on the street ramble about nothing. That's the vibe Lord Frogmire gives me. Woke this, woke that, anti-woke this, anti-woke that. Oh, pride parades. Oh, this game might be woke. This game could possibly appeal to the anti-woke. Like, Jesus Christ, can you just... This is the kind of word vomit spoken like a true unemployed person. And don't get me wrong, I'm unemployed too. But that's because I have so much income and benefits that I don't need a job. Jobs are for people who need them, you know? The last thing you want me to do is take up the job market. I'm basically like a retired old man. In fact, I have so much money. I'm thinking about going to my bookstore and ordering every volume of the manga Bleach to add to my collection. Lord Frogmire pretty much just spends the majority of the video just rambling about stuff and making assumptions that could or couldn't be true, which, if that was the case, I could just watch any other boring GTA 6 theory video. So, yeah, I just don't see the appeal of subscribing to this. And plus, he's just very bitchy. It's a shame, too, because he does actually put in a lot of effort. Well, I say effort in quotations when it comes to editing, even though he's just getting a bunch of stolen clips off of YouTube and just talking over them. That doesn't really require much effort. I've done it myself. So yeah, I guess I give Lord Frogmire, I guess a 3 out of 10. Just way too bitchy, way too hypocritical. Yeah, I'm gonna go out and buy Metal Gear Solid 4. But man, being a U.S. Army veteran is fucking awesome because I just have so many benefits and so many advantages compared to the average American. I'm doing a 2-mile walk to Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is like KFC, but more white, and the workers are more miserable because they gotta pretend to be happy. Seriously, why the fuck did so many people subscribe to my channel? Like, what's wrong with you? While I'm out, I'm also gonna get some cold coffee from this expensive coffee shop. Yeah, I gotta say, the workers at that shop, I swear they hire like supermodels there for some reason. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid 4 has been trapped on the PS3 for 18 years. It took them 18 years just to re-release the game to modern consoles and PC. Metal Gear Solid 4 and Peace Walker are basically the only reasons I have a PS3. Like every other PS3 game I got, I could just emulate it. Comic book guy from The Simpsons? Well, the joke with him is that he thinks he's special and better than everybody else because he likes comics and isn't one of the normies. And I'm just like, you remember the Simpsons character, comic book guy? Well, the joke about that character is that he thinks he's special and better than everybody else because he likes comics. He's not a normie. And, the joke is that he has this mindset that he's better than everybody else, but he's a complete and total loser. That's the type of vibe I get from Lord Frogmire's channel, that he thinks he's better and more special than everybody else because he has these particular gaming opinions. And look, I also kind of agree with him on certain games like The Last of Us 2 being bad, but the thing is, I don't take any pride or accomplishment or think I'm better than anybody else for not liking a certain game. The only time you should actually feel prideful for something is that if you actually make a real life accomplishment. So what I would recommend Lord Frogmire do is maybe start, submitting some job applications. I don't think this YouTube thing is going to work out for him. Like constantly having to e-beg from your audience or appeal to the YouTube AI algorithm and hope for monetization, that's such a terrible existence. Being a full-time YouTuber just sounds awful in my opinion. The thing about me is that I make videos for fun. I don't care if I get views or not. I would recommend Lord Frogmire enlist in the army, but I don't know. I just looking at his real life photos and hearing the sound of his voice, I know this little girl probably couldn't even carry an M4. Doesn't even know what an M4 is. Plus, him and Synthetic Man, they both give off the vibe and the look that, not only do they look really unemployed, but they also just look like people that do weed or crack or something. I know it's bad to make assumptions, but that's what looks are for. It's okay to assume something based on how it looks.